Where did my hair go? So, hey there everyone. This is going to be a bit of an update video because there's a couple of things I kind of want to go through vis-a-vis the channel. So first of all, a big welcome to everybody who has joined the channel from Mr. Creep's narration of my short story, The House Across the Street Glows at Night. I do narrations every Friday that are either done by me or my friends. Except for this Friday, we are not doing a narration. For those of you who have been on the channel for a bit longer, you might have noticed that 2 weeks ago, I posted up 2 hours worth of an audiobook, and it's an audiobook that I very much like. It's my favorite bit of writing that I've done so far. You know what, I'll just chuck in like a quick teaser for what the audiobook is. I'll just give you like the first 30 seconds. If you have seen it already, then just click this thing in the timestamp.
I've been losing sleep. I don't think I'm particularly special in that regard. I think everyone's been losing sleep these days. Global pandemic tends to do that to people. Yet the thing that's been keeping me awake isn't the virus. I've been losing sleep over an old couch I once crossed paths with. It's been 8 years. I want to believe that I've put the past behind me, but being locked in a house for a couple of weeks has made it impossible to not dwell on the past. The memory of the couch started off as a fleeting thought over my morning coffee, but as days have turned into weeks, that memory's grown into a distinct vision of madness. What I saw during those 3 drunken nights in December of 2012 has become an unavoidable part of reality. I can't rest until I process it. So, since we have a nice little internet campfire going here, I figured I'd tell you guys a story. Hopefully it'll let me put this whole part of my past to rest, and maybe it'll take your mind off of what's happening outside. So kick back and let me tell you a tale of love and loss, of broken teenage hearts, of surviving in a crumbling world. Let me tell you a story about the couch that tried to seduce me.
And I already have other narrations done. It's just I want to take a week to give myself a bit more space so I don't have to work with audio stuff right now, because like when I close my eyes I just see the Audacity editing tab. But with that said, instead of getting a narration this Friday, you are going to be getting a animated short film about cancel culture and puppies instead of a narration, but we'll be back to regular narrations by next Friday. And there might also be like another series, but I'm still trying to figure out the timing on that one. My main thing is I just don't want to, overstretch myself with these things. I have also sat down with June, my friend who helped me create the animated web series Dinosaur Boy, which if you haven't checked out yet, and we sat down for a bit of a retrospective on what it was like making the series, because it's been just about 2 years since we started working on it. So I will include that in the video as well.
Hello! My name is Mike, and this is
June, and we have an animated short coming out on Friday, and we have worked together before on an animated series called Dinosaur Boy. Which, it's been 2 years since we started working on it. We started working on it back in, I want to say, August-ish 2018. And we figured since it's 2 years and since we have a thing coming out, we'll do a little bit of a retrospective, and then we'll tell you about our animated short at the end of it. So in terms of how the project got started, which I wrote and directed it, it's called Dinosaur Boy, and it is an animated web series about a crime-fighting dinosaur and men's inability to show emotion. And it's a very personal project for me, because when I originally wrote it, when I conceived of it, I thought I was very, very sick. I had a issue where my foot got paralyzed out of nowhere, and my smart ass started like Google doctoring, and basically every result was like, oh yeah, it's definitely like spinal cancer, brain cancer, or diabetes. And then I started going around to doctors, and all of them were like, yeah dude, it's not diabetes. And while I was in the hospital waiting rooms, I was like, okay, well, fuck it, if I am gonna die, I might as well like put together something that will stay after me, and I chucked together an adaptation of a comic book I wrote when I was 7 called Dinosaur Boy. And we were just, kind of chatting about the project. Both me and Kate have just finished rewatching it after...
I haven't seen it for like a year.
Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. And as we were having a cigarette before we started filming this, I realized that like the moment when, because we were kind of like talking about working together at some point, I write, she draws, we figured we would combine those two talents. But it wasn't until like I walked out of the hospital after he told me I was fine that I sat down on a bench, and I remember I was just like fucking texting a bunch of people being like, I'm not dying. And then after those people, just kind of sit there for a bit being like, wow, I have a couple more years of this left, I guess. And then I'm like, oh, okay, hey, I'm not dying, let's do this animated web series.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah.
When June entered this project, you've never done animated work before.
Never.
And
no.
if you want to talk a bit about what it was like to jump into animation out of just like, you have a background in art.
I do have a background in art.
She draws real good.
Yeah, I do. Art. It's a thing that happens, yes. It was pretty weird though, because I haven't done anything like this before and I have zero background in animation. I think it actually shows, and sometimes it gets really wonky, but I think it's kind of charming, actually.
There's definitely some wonky edits throughout the show, but like the fact that you, and it doesn't really dawn on me until now, like 2 years later, I'm like, oh, this girl never made an animated thing before, and you know, we got something that flows reasonably well.
It flows reasonably well. Actually, I can see that my over-ambition with the super special shots got really in the way. In the meantime, right now it would look totally different.
And you can see that in our new animated short coming out soon, and we'll tell you all about it at the end of this video.
Yes.
But in terms of Dinosaur Boy, I think this is something that like both of us, as we were watching it right now, we were like, this is a lot darker than we thought than we remember it being. There's a character called Dr. Banjo, where like the only thing that he does is he's a clown, he's a doctor clown on a unicycle who just delivers really bad news, and he's really happy.
You better hurry up with the waking up. His life insurance only covers life support until tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, that's his job.
This is gonna be so much fun to edit at like fucking 4 a.m. Grug and Rug.
Grug and Rug, sorry, the names are just something special. Oh yeah, everything about them is just amazing, amazes me. I love them, they're my spirit animal. Also, I really love Lisa! We made this 2 years ago, okay?
Yeah,
I haven't seen it for a year
away.
because I was like, I can't see it. No, but right now I was surprised with how well it actually went.
Lisa was definitely an interesting character. I remember great. I had Tati, the voice actress for Lisa, like when she was because this is a weird video to make for people who maybe haven't seen the show. Go watch the show.
Go watch the show.
Go watch the show. We'll physically fucking fight you if you don't watch the show. We got the big muscles.
Yeah. Are you scared?
We have this character called Lisa, who is a depressed woman who is slowly turning into a fly. She's a YouTuber, and I had the voice actors like record like subscribe, like, comment, and all that type of stuff. And it was such a jarring thing to listen to. And I was like, perfect. That's the YouTube spirit that we're looking for. Which, by the way, please do comment on this video and like the video and subscribe and hit the bell button so you get an update whenever I post up a thing.
Or we will fight you again.
Or we will physically fight you.
Yeah. I like the police. No, I hate.
Cancelled. Cancelled. That was definitely like my go-to thing as we were rewatching it. A scene that I completely forgot was the ghost sex scene.
Yeah.
Where we have two policemen come into the shop where Derek has just turned into a dinosaur and murdered a dude, and they come in and they're trying to catch him for the crime.
Yeah.
and his clothes are all torn, and one of the detectives is like really into ghosts.
I think there's a ghost here.
Ghosts can be pretty scary, but also kind of alluring. What's up with those clothes? Some weird sex thing?
No.
Just say yes.
I mean, yeah, I love weird sex stuff.
Was an internal joke that like still exists. There is a season 2 script for Dinosaur Boy, which may be one day, where we explore this whole idea of a person having a ghost fetish a bit more. There's another scene which I forgot about as well, which is I believe the opening of episode 4, where it's Gladys, the old lady, and Pavel.
That's a good scene.
And she's telling this gangster dude that he shouldn't be selling drugs and all that type of stuff. He's like, oh, I'll stop selling drugs as soon as I have enough money to go to art school. And then she's like, ah, you kids and your art.
Oh, you kids with your arts.
And then they laugh, where in the original edit, they laugh for like 30 seconds straight.
It made me happy.
I mean, they still laugh for quite a bit, which is kind of made that joke a bit less self-indulgent as artists. But I definitely was surprised by like how much darker it was than what I remember.
Definitely.
Like there's a lot of like murder, and there's the opening of episode 3, I think, which is just a man is in a hospital bed, his brother is crying over him at the hospital, then a clown runs, it's like and then the man announces to his brother's wife that the guy's not gonna make it. And then we just kind of focus in on her tear, and then we focus in on the fucking toy that this child is holding.
Dude, I mean...
But it's definitely been a really fascinating learning experience.
Definitely. And the funny parts were funny.
Oh, yes.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Surprisingly, some of the jokes still made us laugh. I'll edit this to make a scene. Like cool people. Sorry, I'm gonna cut out what you just said to make it look like I took a puff and it came out really quickly, even though it didn't.
Okay.
Because vaping is really cool. But no, the editing.
Subscribe.
What?
Subscribe.
Is that subscribe or
Yeah.
Um, So, the new short film that we have coming out this Friday at 7 p.m. Prague time. I don't know the date, so it's just gonna be written like over here. I'll put in a link for the premiere if you want to check it out. And it is an animated short film that is about cancel culture and puppies and following your true passions. And I think from the perspective of both writing and animation, it is a really big improvement on Dinosaur Boy.
Yeah. Like their mouse move.
Their mouse move, which now that's a huge leap for us. But yeah, that's going to be coming out on Friday at 7 p.m. Prague time, and the short is called The One About Kicking Dogs. I'll cut out what we're actually doing and replace it with the actual title card.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you on Friday.
Comment.
Say goodbye to the people, Era. Goodbye.